This episode is brought to you by TaxAct. Don't do your taxes alone. Join TaxAct's National Admin Night. Admin nights are social gatherings for getting through your to-do list. So get ready for a night of fun, finding deductions, and filing taxes with TaxAct, where you can file your federal and state return for just $49 through April 8. Let's get together and get them over with. Visit taxact.com/admin-night for details.
This episode is brought to you by Fandango. People say fans are too distracted these days, but the truth is, when a great movie hits the screen, you show up, you stay glued, invested, part of the story. And without fans like you, there'd be no cinema magic, no shared moments. So head to Fandango.com to get tickets, stream, or rent or buy top movies and series. Fandango loves fans.
How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Tap the banner or visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
Coming up on the couch, we got April 20th is going to be mental health talk. April 22nd is going to be sickle cell talk. April 29th is going to be shroom talk. And April 30th is going to be fuck fentanyl. Now, usually during prison jail felon talk, sometimes we might have a guest, and sometimes you might hear, a story from me, or, I did a lot of times, so I got a lot of different stories. I have different transitions that I went through in prison as far as, like, growing up knowing myself. Like, I went in with a whole different mentality than I came out with. So I have a lot of insight as far as being young and going to prison, and the family that I had, this was like a tight-knit family. Like, how did this happen? But it's really crazy. The things that we had to endure. And the fact that, shout out to the ones that got out and they literally still got their mind, because there's some people that can go to prison and literally lose their mind. And that's even people that go in, thank you for the hearts, that's even people that go in for a year. Like, some people just literally, they never come back from the fact that they were locked up. Now, some might think that because I talk about it every month on the couch, that means that I can't get over it. No, that doesn't mean that I can't get over it, but I can't get over it. But not in the way that you're thinking. In the way that it's a long-lasting anxiety. It's a long-lasting trauma. It's long-lasting flashbacks. It just never goes away. So why not discuss it or talk about it or talk it out while I'm doing one of my segments, when there's other inmates that might not even be out yet that could see this, or it might be other, felons that see this and they get the courage to do something different than what they were doing. Because it doesn't just stop with the fact that I got a felon and nobody will hire me. Nobody will hire you right now, but somebody will eventually. It might not be when you think it's supposed to be. You're going to be like, oh my God, I'm like at my wit's end. You're going to be feeling like you want to give up. You want to unalive yourself. You're going to be feeling like that. It's going to get tough, and then it's going to get... Listen, the name of the episode is Prison Tests. And the reason why I say that is because going to prison, it will test you. It will test you in so many ways that you didn't even know that you were prepared for or unprepared. Because some of the tests that you go through, you might fail it the first time. And then the second time it comes back around, you like, oh, I know exactly what the fuck is happening. But you get so many tests. And it doesn't just be one test. It's like a test after a test after a test. It could be, you got a bad cellie. And then it can also be that you got bad news at medical. And this is after you filled out a medical request to even get in there, and they didn't see you until 4 years later. When you finally get in, they like you at a critical stage. Okay, so that's two bad news. And then you get a phone call. You get called to the chaplain. You already know what that means. That means somebody in your family died. It's so many different challenges that you have to face in prison. And I only named 3. Let's talk about the fact that some officers will just literally hate you because of, say you started off your prison sentence as a bad person. Like, and I don't mean just like a bad person, like you stabbing people, but I mean just like you was always in trouble. You was always into something. So when other staff members come in, they look at your chart or they look at your file, and they look at like, okay, well, you know, she's a troublemaker. She's one of the ones that like to fight officers. She's one of the ones that and you never know. It might say, if you do this, it'll trigger her. Or if you, and some of them might read into that and feel like, you know what, I'm going to trigger her. I'm going to test and see how strong she got. You know what I'm saying? Or if she changed. We need to see if she changed. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do whatever they can to test you. And then the girls, okay, this is 4. Then the girls will test you. And in men's case, then the men will test you. You wouldn't have no choice but to answer the call. Period. Because however you answer the call is how they are going to view you for the rest of your time. I don't care if you changed your life. If you a church person after that, they're going to be like, oh yeah, that church girl, she got her ass whooped all the time. So she ran to the church. Yeah, they are going to talk. So on top of all of those, the gossip on the yard, whether it's a men's penitentiary or a women's penitentiary, the gossip on the yard can drive you up the fucking wall. It can. So this is a prime example to me of how prison prepares you for the world. Because even though I went into prison when there was Black Planet and MySpace, it wasn't truly like a big social media thing, like where people was just like on it all the time, had their phone in their hand all the time. It wasn't like how it is now. So just the difference. Oh man, like it's crazy. You don't expect to allow, especially when you got this tough skin on, you don't expect to allow any passes. This is who you portraying to be, so you got to be that person. You, no. Because you'll hear a rumor about you, and you're going to be like, wow, like, I didn't know that. And you're going to be too busy trying to defend yourself. And in that moment of defending yourself, see, this is the moment where you're learning who you are in the process of going through these trials and tribulations, through these tests on the yard. You're going to keep getting tested. I'm talking tested. And as they talking shit to you, you're going to be talking shit back. And then it's going to toughen up your skin. And then it's going to get you prepared for when you finally hit the world and you get on the internet, you're going to be like, yo, this shit is the same, bro. Except it's co-ed. It's the same. However you handle your test, just like if you get all the right answers, you pass, right? Well, if you do it the wrong way all the time, your time is going to be done wrong. anything could push you over the edge in prison. If you're not one of those ones that have a strong mind, if you're not one of those ones, no, even if, and I'm not throwing any shade at the ones who broke down, and no, because it happens. Some people literally cannot handle the fact that, yo, I did what I did and now I'm doing some time. Some people literally can't handle that. Anything, I'm talking any bad news. And then you can't handle or take care of the things. It's just things that you can't control. So say you doing time. And say you a troublemaker. And your mom dies. Or your father, someone immediate. If you've been giving them hell, they're not even going to consider letting you go see your mom or your dad be buried. They don't give a fuck. If you are one of the ones that maybe you don't get in trouble, but you're a smart ass, maybe you just beat the system all the time, and they don't like that. They'll also lose your, not the movement sheet, but it's kind of like a movement sheet that you got to be on to go off center. But losing a family member while you're locked up, I know how it feels to lose someone out here, but it's a little different when you lose someone while you're in prison, because at least out here, I get the opportunity to go. In prison, a lot of times, you don't get that opportunity. And they don't really have to let you go if they don't want to. In some cases, yes, they'll let you go, especially if you have a long sentence. Shit, even short sentences. But if you have hit the yard, and you hit the yard just standing on business, because sometimes you have to stand on business because people will test you the biggest motherfucker. And you might have to beat them down to prove that I ain't that. So that might get you a bad reputation. And that reputation might keep you from doing different things, like going to a funeral. Missing a funeral of your loved one, a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister, a kid, a cousin, a grandmother, a grandpa, while you're locked up, someone that you was close to, someone that you spoke to, someone that you don't even get a chance to grieve properly. Because there's too many people watching, waiting to see what your weakness is, waiting to see when you gonna fold and look like a little bitch. And some people can hide it well. Some people, as soon as they get the news, they immediately in tears. But some people know that I can't let y'all see these tears. And y'all get the wrong idea, because I'm not going to tell you what's going on. It ain't your business. I don't fuck with you. But I'll be damned if y'all see me crying in front of y'all. So you don't get to grieve properly. Out here, you at least get to take off from work. Take a mental health day. You can't take a mental health day on the yard. You can't. Their mental health day for you is TS, therapeutic seclusion, butt ass naked in a turtle suit with a turtle blanket. Maybe. If they got it. If not, your butt ass naked and we just gonna keep your window covered. That's it. That's their version of getting a mental health break, which is no help. Who's coming over there to check on you? And they might come check on you, but not for the right reasons. Some of them come in there taunting you. Oh, you want to cut yourself, or oh, you want to. Like, it's funny. But when you have literally had enough, no matter how much time you've done, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. Some people snap within 6 months, and some people snap after 23 years. You are constantly tested on the yard. It's every day. There's no day that goes by that you're not tested. You will be tested. I'm talking to the max. And the only thing that you can do is make sure that you prevail. Make sure that you push through. Make sure that you actually have, if not a circle, at least one person that you trust, even if it's even if it's just whenever you go to church. Whoever it is, I know my one person was my wife. I trusted her through anything, when we was on the yard. Like, it helps when you're able to have an outlet, especially when you used to be a cutter or when you used to be suicidal. Like, it helps, because you don't get to have that real one-on-one talk with whoever you fuck with, and it be private. Like, if you talking about something private, you know what I'm saying? You can't just, you taking a risk going into their room to try to have a one-on-one talk with them, to try to tell them what's going on in your life. Whereas out here, you could just pull up to their crib, y'all chop it up, or meet at a bar, whatever. You don't get the same grieving privileges as when you're out in the world. And then by the time you get out, say you get out 4 or 5 years right after, 4 or 5 years after the death. Now you're getting out. You don't know how to be in the world. And all of a sudden, your emotions hit you. And you don't know how to deal with that either. On top of, you got to find a job. You got to find a place to stay. You got to get a car. You got to check in with probation or parole. When do you get time to grieve? Because they're thinking in their head, oh, that was 4 years ago. You should actually already be over that. But you're thinking in your head, this is going to be my first time going to the graveside. And then when we lose another inmate on the yard, and we're expected to wake up the next day and just treat everything like, okay, shake down again and back to the regular program. It's always back to the regular program. And we, as inmates, we cannot show any weakness. Some people, don't get this the wrong way for the ones that was crying. But for some that had it in their mind that you had to be this person. No. Yeah, I'm sad as fuck about this. And I might can only cry when everyone is asleep, quietly to myself. But I can't freely come out here like, I can't. can't let it happen. I just can't. But once I'm free, because we always tell ourselves this. We tell ourselves, once I'm free, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Once I'm free, I'm going to be able to breathe properly. And I'm going to grieve properly because he or she deserved me being able to grieve, and I couldn't grieve you the way I wanted because there were too many people watching me on the yard to break down so they could come take advantage or whatever the case. So now that I'm out and I'm free, now I can grieve you, Grandma. Now I can grieve you, Grandpa. Mommy, Daddy. Now I can grieve you. And you think that you found yourself on a yard until you have to cleanse yourself from the yard. And you find yourself so stripped down and bare that you like, wow, I had no idea I had so many layers on top of me. I had so many layers because I had to be strong. When at that age, I probably should have been doing something else instead of having to be strong. I had to be resilient. I had to be tough. A lot of us had to be. And those tests, a lot of those tests has shaped us to be who we are today. We might not be exactly where we want to be, but to know that after we have stripped down everything once we got out and seen ourselves so vulnerable and bare, we could be anything that we want to be. And now we can be, it's even better because we're being what we want to be in our own self skin. Like, not having to be like, you know what I'm saying? Not having to do any of that. You don't have to hide that you grieving. You don't have to hide that you happy. You don't have to hide your smile. Like, listen, I remember it was this one girl that was in prison. I can't remember her name, but she always had a comb. And every time she would laugh and smile, she'll be like, or she'll be like, and I used to think, like, why don't you like to show your smile? You got a beautiful smile. Why are you doing that? And she told me it was because she don't want nobody to think that she play too much. Hey, I wasn't mad at her. Because you have to be serious on the yard. And sometimes that seriousness can make it look like you think you hard or you might even be hard. But you have to be serious. And it just feels so good to get out of prison and strip all of that shit off and just be like, and we're living in our true self-purpose. Like, that's why a lot of, people that I was locked up with, they like, Janelle, I can't wait to tell you how my life has changed. And, I'm a woman of God now. And wow, like, that shit is super fucking dope. I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah. Shout out to Funky Town. She's a changed woman. I don't know if I should even call her Funky Town anymore. But I can't wait to have her on the couch. Y'all, it's Prison Jail Felon Talk this whole week. If you guys are still up, y'all know the Thunder will be playing at 9:30, so get ready. I definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in. Listen, I'm not trying to convince you to go to prison. Don't get me twisted. I'm just letting you know, like, during prison jail felon talk, there might be somebody that might tune in that might be actually facing, charges, or might be fighting a whole case. So, you might hear something that might be helpful. Like, I'm going to say this again. I think I'm going to say this every time we do prison jail felon talk. Take it to trial. Take it to trial. Do not take a plea bargain. I know a lot of times people be like, well, plea bargain, I got to get home to my kids. I got to do this. I got to do that. Yes, they are tricking you. A lot of times whenever they say, they trying to give you a plea bargain immediately, they don't got nothing on you. They have nothing on you. You have to trust and believe in yourself, especially if you know that you're innocent. You got to believe in yourself too, because if you up there acting like you ain't innocent, then they gonna be like, okay, well, this motherfucker ain't innocent. Shit, I'm serious. You better act like you innocent and show that you innocent and know that you innocent and take it to trial. Oh yeah, we're offering you, if you take this plea deal, you'll get no thank you. On to the next. What's the next offer? Yeah, that way. Go to trial. Even if you feel like they got something on you, like, because they could plant it on you. Let them plant that shit. The truth is going to prevail eventually. Now, some people, it might take for you to go to prison for 30 years. That's real. But are you going to keep trying to prove your innocence for 30 years, or are you going to give up? I'm just saying. If you just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. Take it to trial. Don't do that to yourself. You are going to be so mad when you learn the law and how they try to fuck you on purpose. You're going to be so pissed if you take that plea bargain, because I know I was pissed. I was like, come on. So that's why whenever I fought this case this last time, I said, we taking this bitch to trial. Straight to trial. And trial costs more. It does. Maybe a couple thousands more. Maybe triple thousands. Okay? So, yeah. It's worth it. Your freedom is worth going to trial. It's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Make sure you follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Apple, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, Big O, favorited, fan base, Thread, Lemonade, all of them. And the YouTube, THA Real, JANELL. Make sure that y'all subscribe. Show my page some love. I definitely appreciate all my new followers on TikTok, all my new couch potatoes. I love y'all. And if you haven't already streamed my new song, Go Mode, go run it up. The visual and audio is out. Type in Go Mode and my name, JANELL. I love you guys. It's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limit.